Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Just Enough Heshy show. We have, again, like I tell you every week, we have a lot to talk about. I always have a lot to talk about. And me again and Sawyer had a little argument on the phone. She threatened me today. You did threaten me in the car. You did say it. Tell him, Sawyer.
I did not threaten
you. Said to me bad things.
I did not say one bad thing to you.
Whatever.
I told you to behave. I told you not to start up, not to say things that are not nice. That's all, not
anyways,
to use.
We had an argument,
Okay.
Ezra, a very bad argument. Anyway, she threatened, she's quitting, she's not coming.
I didn't threaten you.
You did.
First of all, me leaving,
Anyways,
how's that a threat? You would be free. You would be free from my tyranny.
You see?
My alleged
True.
tyranny.
All women, just a problem. Anyway, so on another note, how are you? You look so pretty today.
I am stupendous. I am great.
Stupid. Do you know she's wearing a lifeguard shirt? She are you a real lifeguard?
Not a real lifeguard.
So it's a fake shirt?
It's an imitation lifeguard.
Oh,
I stole from one of my kids.
Oh, but I was a real Miami Beach lifeguard, and I still have my shirt. It doesn't fit, but it still have my shirt. Anyway, Sawyer, welcome back. How was Hanukkah, Sawyer?
It was beautiful.
Yeah, I heard you went out of town for Hanukkah.
I was around. Yeah, I had a bat mitzvah in
No,
Maryland.
but I heard you, Maryland. So I went to a party every night, and I even lit the Hanukkah menorah in Marine Park. I lit it with all the people there. We had a great time. We're eating latkes.
I saw your videos.
And Linda came with me to those latkes. She was freezing, but I warmed her up with hot tea and soup. Anyways, Ezra Levy, you guys are just bad. Wait till you hear my joke tonight. Ezra, you are ashamed.
Oh, that wasn't the joke.
See, Sawyer, I understand. You are a good, holy man. How can you laugh at such a joke? Anyway,
sorry. Sorry to support you.
Ezra had a PTA. Did you go to PTA today?
Yes, I did.
Ezra is a good man. I'm so happy I don't have to do that stuff anymore.
Great reports.
That was you're lucky because there's many more to come, Ezra.
I know. They've been there, done that.
Anyways, we're going to talk about this show. We're going to talk about the Cuomos. We're going to talk about a lot of things that are going on, personally and not. And in the meantime, we're going to start our show with a couple of commercials, so we could remind everybody who still likes us.
Plaza Auto Leasing. They are not only a leasing company, but also a dealership. You get the best of both worlds. The flexibility to lease or buy any vehicle, make or model, combined with quick service, huge inventory, and easy approvals. There is no finance manager to meet with, just a friendly pal sales representative that can handle most of the transaction from start to finish without you even having to step foot in their office. All you have to do is place your order, and they will even deliver your car right to your door. What are you waiting for? Become a pal and call Plaza Auto Leasing today. You can reach Plaza Auto Leasing at 718-975-9000. That's 718-975-9000. You can also check out their website at www.plazaautoleasing.com, located at 2750 Nostrand Avenue on the corner of Nostrand Avenue and Avenue N. Call 718-975-9000 and become a pal today. And don't forget to tell them Uncle Heshy sent you. Heshy, how's that car of yours?
Excellent. You know, now that the winter's there, I'm able to start the car from the phone. Linda says to me, "Oh, it's freezing. I can't go in the car." I said she wanted me to go down and warm it up, freeze my butt, and then she was going to come
Now
in.
is the perfect time to go into Plaza Auto Leasing and get a car.
Right. Excellent. Wonderful
have
place.
great sales.
But Linda was shocked I was able to start the car from my phone, but I asked Linda how much money you have in the bank. She says, "I can't use such a phone."
Green Line Building Solutions, Preservation and Development, Fire Department, Criminal Court, Department of Finance, Environmental Control Board, Compliance, Contracting, Licensed Department of Building Expediters, Designs, and so much more. Professionals for all your building solutions, located at 202 Foster Avenue. You can reach Green Line Building Solutions at 718-871-0382. That's 718-871-0382.
Wonderful. And I want you to know, today, Ezra, I know Ezra's upset. I didn't get his plans and he's freaking out. But today I got another synagogue open. I let 11,000 of fines. I got wiped out. They had their ritual baths. They're not approved. I got it approved. They love me. And they gave me a little gift bonus that tomorrow there's a bris and I'm going to be able to get free sandwiches. Ezra, would you like a bagel, lox, and cream cheese?
We'll see.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead. What's up next, baby?
We have the law office of Ezra Levy.
Who?
Law offices of Ezra Levy.
The guy sitting next to me.
917-755-1187. Heshy, you know that number by heart.
Very well.
Specializing in all criminal matters, including weapons possessions, drug offenses, domestic violence, theft offenses, assaults, DWI. You can reach Ezra Levy at 917-755-1187. Call him, WhatsApp him, text him.
Ezra,
He'll be there for you.
I want to ask you a question. I have a young man that's doing drugs. He's lost. Yes, he assaulted somebody. He has an open warrant. The boy is crazy. We took him into the hospital, very sick. The hospital, after 3 days, because he cleared up the drugs, released him. Now we have a problem that we want to put him in some kind of a psychiatric ward because he's doing drugs. He's going to die, Ezra. And I don't understand how these hospitals, they first lock you up if you're not crazy, but they let you go if you're crazy, Ezra. I need to, is there a way that we could, I'm going to the police. I'm going to ask the police not to put him into, there's a mental jail, right? A mental judge?
Well, what it is.
A mental judge.
No, there is. There's a separate.
I'm sorry.
When a person gets arrested, they do treat EDPs, which emotionally disturbed persons, their suspects differently, but they go through the regular criminal system.
But how do you know if they're EDP, whatever?
They act that way, or the family tells them.
Who decides that?
The police officer.
So if I take him in voluntarily, can I tell him that he's crazy?
You could, and hopefully they'll respect that. But again, it matters what he's warranted for, because these days everything gets up. If it's a misdemeanor assault, it's going to be released by a judge anyway as soon as he gets. The thing is, when it comes to criminal defendants, the fact that they're not mentally sane doesn't mean that they can't be prosecuted and treated like a regular criminal. If they're unfit, which means they can't help in their defense, then at that time they would be screened, evaluated, and they might.
So this guy could suffer in jail for a while.
Well, if he's getting screened, he would be screened in the hospital facility of the jail or at Bellevue Hospital.
I need him in some kind of mental place. Okay, Sawyer, what's next on the list?
We have Barracks Barbershop located at 108 Avenue I. You can reach Barracks Barbershop at 718-758-5187. That's 718-758-5187. Or call, text, or WhatsApp Baruch personally to schedule your appointment at 347-845-9131. That's 347-845-9131. The official singing barber of Heshy Tischler.
I want you to know my younger brother came in tonight, and everybody thinks he's older than me because he doesn't use the right barber. If you use the right barber, he makes your hair look great. By the way, I got a haircut. I went to a wedding, my niece's wedding, and one of my 110, I went to my niece's wedding. Beautiful wedding, and they called me up for the blessing. So I told it to Baruch like a couple of weeks ago after he gave me my haircut. He says, Heshy, I know you have a wedding tomorrow. Get your butt in here. I want to fix your ears and nose. I said, what do you mean? I says, let me just take care of you so you look normal at the wedding. Baruch cares about you, and he was singing to me. I love you singing.
He was serenading you, Heshy?
He was. Baruch always does, you know.
We have Mr.
And by the
Super.
Way, by the way, he gives me food as well.
He does?
Yeah.
Wanting and dining
takes care of you.
Yeah.
I'd be a little nervous.
Okay. This is the barber that feeds you and sings to you.
Right.
Okay, what more could you possibly want or
Nothing.
need?
Right. That's the problem. It takes him an hour to get to cut my hair.
Mr. Super, he's awesome. He's amazing. And if your husband is not taking care of what he needs to take care of, you need to call Mr. Super and make sure that you can arrange to have your trash cans taken out, brought in, painting, cabinet repair, furniture assembly, leak repair, toilet snaking, shelf installation, anything and everything that needs to be remedied in your home. You call Mr. Super, 718-218-5555. That's 718-218-5555.
Use him for super services that if you have a building 3, 4, 6 units, he comes and goes and cleans and beautiful and leaves, and he's not on the premises. 718-218-5555.
Attorney Office of James Meadows, highly ranked traffic lawyer, former criminal lawyer, dedicated to all moving violations throughout New York State. James handles all points-related moving violations in New York City, Long Island, and upstate New York. Speeding, red lights, cell phone, stop sign, failure to yield, and improper turns are traffic offenses with stiff penalties, including huge fines, points, increased insurance rates, suspension of your driver's license, and even being arrested. The Law Office of James Meadows is your best chance of beating your traffic ticket. You can reach James Meadows at 845-842-5387. That's 845-842-5387, or the number that I like, 845-TICKETS. That's 845-TICKETS.
What does that spell?
Tickets.
Okay, just want to
Are
make
you
sure.
serious? You're asking me to tell you? You couldn't figure it out?
845-842-5387. Go ahead.
Traveler's Choice.
I told her to organize before the show. Go ahead.
Okay. Traveler's Choice. Joseph and Devorah Lifer. All your local and international flights, car rentals, hotels, everything and anything can be arranged by them. They are your personal connoisseurs on travel arrangements. You can reach Joseph and Devorah Lifer at 212-868-8698. That's 212-868-8698.
Excellent.
And don't forget to tell them Uncle Heshy sent you.
That's right. And we got?
Traveler's Choice is your only choice for travel.
Oh, right. That's right. I forgot that.
We have Attorney's Office of Abraham Hoshender for all your closing and contractual needs, whether you want to buy a property or sell it, need help clearing up a title, buying or selling a home, whether commercial or residential, for the best legal assistance any present or future property owner can get. Call the law offices of Abraham Hoshender today. 347-435-3402. That's 347-435-3402.
Beautiful. We're going to give some shout outs to my friend Ellie, Sergeant Peter.
Dove and Shani Hiking,
That's
my
right.
beautiful Shoshana, your beautiful Linda.
And don't forget, there's one particular person I have to give a shout out. His name is Jeff. I forgot his last name. Morgenstern. Morgenstern or Morgan?
He is the most amazing physical therapist.
Right.
How can people reach him to get physical therapy?
Well, he's not going to give me the number, but Jeff is a wonderful. He helped my daughter-in-law come back to life. Jeff, thank you so much. You're a wonderful guy. Also, I want to give a shout out to my beautiful granddaughters, Layla and Amira Nava. Can I tell you something?
If you need a physical therapist, you should call up 917-804-5220. He will bring you back
Jeff
the full
Morgenstern. What's his number?
917-804-5220.
Good. By the way, I know you have young children, and I don't have young children, but I was taking my granddaughter, Mira Nava. I pick her up every day, take her home from school. So I was joking with her, what do you want for your birthday? And we went through a bunch of little jokes.
Did we say Mira Navo?
I did
Lila
say-
tomorrow?
I did. I did that. So I said to Mira, Mira, what do you want? She went through the things, and like a joke, I heard the word elephant on the radio. I said, do you want an elephant? She says, yeah, I want an elephant. I said, where is the elephant going to sleep? She says, in the room with her. I said, it's a big elephant. She says, don't worry about it. I have a big room. They just gave her a
Did
new
you get
room.
her the elephant yet?
So I was joking with her for her birthday. So I got a text message from my son, Moishi. He says to me, are you crazy? Did you tell her you're going to buy her an elephant for your birthday? I said, you better believe it. I didn't think that she'd remember. She's only 2.5 years old. And I'm in big trouble.
Don't forget anything.
They do not-
Disney makes a really cute, the Disney store has a very cute, a Dumbo stuffed velour elephant.
No,
you
no,
go
no.
online, you could order
I
it.
want you to
It
hear
is
this.
the cutest elephant.
Can you hear this? I want you to hear this conversation. I want you to hear this. You're going to love this conversation because I can't believe it. I got it, so it was cool. My son calls me, and he puts him on the phone. Hold on, I'm going to push play.
Zadie's gonna buy me an elephant over there.
Zadie's gonna buy you what?
Elephant.
An elephant. For when?
Pay this.
When is Zadie gonna buy you an elephant?
And my birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, I'm in big trouble. I can't believe they remembered that. It was just a conversation. She's wonderful, that little girl.
We should have her on the show.
Well, my children don't want her on the show anymore, so I can't.
She can co-host.
She should when you quit. Anyways,
She'll probably be better.
no, you're so pretty.
No, she'll be much
You're
better.
so pretty, Sawyer. Stop it.
Okay.
Isn't she pretty, Ezra? Why
Yeah,
don't you
sure.
ever say she's pretty, Ezra?
Okay, because he's married. He wants to go home to his wife.
Okay, right. We're going to talk about that. Men who cheat on their wives.
Nobody's cheating. Oh, this is not that kind of show.
You accuse me.
I didn't accuse you of anything. I said to you, I don't care what you do. I don't want to hear about it on the show. I don't care
But
what
I
other
told you
people
I
do.
don't-
It's not my business what people do in the private sector, in
I
the
do. I
private.
think it does.
It's
I think
not.
it does.
It's not. No.
So you didn't mind that Cuomo?
I don't know. No. Don't you start.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now
This
because
is
I'm going to finish and you're not going to like it.
Oh, wow. You see how she threatened me?
I
That's how she
threatened-
spoke
I
to me in the
threatened you.
car.
Yes.
Okay. Here's my quote of the day. Okay. Now, everybody, now you see
I wasn't in the car. I haven't seen you in like
But you were
two
talking to
weeks.
me. You were talking to me on the phone like that.
So I was in the car because I was talking to you. I was on the
in the-
speaker on the phone.
I consider this to be in
Okay.
the car. Okay. Anyways, here's my quote of the day. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Now, Sawyer, do you understand what I mean? Forget that the matter that I fight for the city and everything matters. But if you're silent about things that matter to you, like people cheating on their wives, or I'm not talking about
Nobody's
I'm not-
silent. Do you know who's not been silent about the vaccines and everything that's going on?
Who?
Ina Vernikov.
You know what? I have a problem
She
with
has
that.
been, excuse me, it's not even supposed to be in office yet, and she's in office already working and doing more than what she's supposed to be
I've been
doing.
doing that for a while, and I've been doing protests, and I've been helping my people get rid of inspectors. These people in office, they with 3 weeks to go with this idiot mayor creating new mandates. All they have to do, because a lot of these councilmen are leaving, get
She was in the paper
Wait
today.
a minute. In the paper means nothing. She did nothing.
What are you talking about? She's speaking up and she's saying no.
Go have 26 councilmen and women like I would have done and override this mandate.
She's probably doing that.
Yeah, sure. I make
Because you
would
know.
would
Because you know everything. I showed you pictures of her at Gracie Mansion. I showed you pictures
Would you like to bet me $200 she doesn't do that?
Heshy, do you have $200?
I don't have. Linda didn't
I gotta
give
pull
me.
out. I'm gonna put the $200 on the table. Where's your 200?
How about $2?
I'll hold on to
now,
mine.
watch how fast.
Look at this.
When I told him I'm gonna
Look at this. The lawyer already mixing in. You know, he has 2-year-old kids, so he needs the money.
very cute kids.
Anyway.
He was showing me pictures.
I
before.
am never going to be silent about things that matter, and I'm going to not only just speak, but I'm going to continue doing. Anyways, here's my joke of the day, which I think is super funny. I practice this joke, so it's got to be good, and it's a little bit off color, but very, very little. Are you ready?
Aye.
Are you ready, Ezra?
Go ahead.
Anyways, Linda, my wife, was complaining about my expanding waistline. And it's starting to get to be, a sore subject with me already. I could no longer ignore it. Then all of a sudden she said, Heshy, especially since you're so young and handsome. So she says to me, honey, using her seductive, voice, if you lose 20 pounds, I promise to dance for you. So I replied, because I was in one of those moods, using my sarcastic voice, I shot back, lose 10 pounds and I'll watch. Anyway, she's not talking to me. I thought it was very funny.
Is there a time she is talking to you?
Yeah, she was talking to me like 3 days ago when I.
3 days ago between the hours of.
No, I took her out for after the menorah lighting. I took her out to a dinner in Essen, for the deli, and we had like a good meal. A lot of people came over and said hello to us, but me and Linda had like a quiet meal. No children, no grandchildren, no bothering us. I had a roast beef sandwich. She had a corned beef. She made the way to crazy. Take it back, warm it up, make it hotter. So usually a 15-minute meal with her turns into 2 hours, but as long as she's happy. Anyways, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of things now. Let's start the show. Call into the show 718-289-0070 if you want. 718-289-0070. Or you can watch us on Just Enough Heshy, Facebook, Just Enough Heshy, YouTube. You can text us on our chat in YouTube, Just Enough Heshy, and we'll answer any questions that you want. And I'm always around. By the way, you can advertise with us on Just Enough Heshy. You can contact me through Twitter, Instagram, whatever, all that stuff. You guys follow me. I have a lot of followers. Oh yeah, I want to tell you a new thing, guys. There's a place called Yeshiva World, Ezra, and it's a very terrible website. They're really, really incompetent, and they go after people for no reason, like they went after me, but I'm going to get them back. I am now creating my own website, like Trump is creating his own news network. I'm going to be creating a website to compete against Yeshiva World, and I'm not going to just do it over here. I'm going to go nationally. It's going to be a great site. The owners, I had to sit down when I was making a deal with them. They want to change my image, not to scream and holler and freak out as much anymore and talk bad about other people.
Good luck with
So
that.
I am here to tell you tonight, Councilman Yeager.
You know what? He's a wonderful man. I don't want to hear another word.
He's not-
Enough.
No matter
Enough.
what, he's not wonderful. But I'm going to make you a promise right now.
Okay.
I will not come after you personally on any personal subjects. Is that you okay with that, Sawyer? But on business, on what's it called again? On policy, I will come after you. For example, where is Kalman Yeager on the mask mandates? Where is
We should
Kalman
have
Yeager?
Kalman on the show.
So, Kalman now is allowing people who do not have cash in their stores, who do not accept cash, it's okay. I believe it's wrong. You find people.
I don't understand.
That means if you don't want to take cash from people, you don't have to take cash. Now,
It's contactless pay.
right, they want contactless pay.
Which stores are doing that?
There are a few big chain stores and other people that
Chain
do.
stores, but like I'm talking about, like I've walked around in the
our
community.
neighborhood, not, but in a lot of
In our neighborhood, they
lot of,
love cash.
okay, but in a lot of
Cash is
ethnic,
king.
right,
Cash
but in
is
a lot
king.
of ethnic neighborhoods, they don't want it because of robberies and stuff. So they should be fined. You have to, people like today. I was in a store with an old lady, and I saw her counting out her pennies and quarters and stuff. She doesn't have a credit card. She doesn't have a debit card. An immigrant, sometimes they don't have it. Whatever you're Latin or Russian, whatever it is. And what happened was I see them walking around with the money. And you don't want to take their money. It's terrible. Or a kid. Where does a kid have a credit card or whatever like that? So I believe Carmen Yeager is foolish on that policy of not accepting and not standing up for that. Everybody should have to accept cash, and if you don't, you get a fine. And here's my thing. Okay, Ina, I'll leave a go on the policy of the mandates.
Because you know better than to say anything.
She's a new person.
You have nothing to say
she's
about her.
She's a new person, and she hasn't, she doesn't have the experience to do anything.
Excuse me.
But yeah.
She didn't even. You're
didn't
supposed
even-
to start in
yeah.
January.
January. She was
and
not
she's
supposed
already
to
started.
start.
Excuse me.
It's not true. That's not true. She was supposed to
started
start.
already.
She was
supposed to start the day after
Because the office is empty.
right, and you knew that all along. But anyway,
But the point is that she hit the ground
She
running.
did not hit the ground running.
She hit the ground.
She did not hit the ground running.
She hit
she
the
should have
ground
already submitted
running.
legislation.
Zooming.
She should have had 26 members. She had a whole month.
You don't know what she's doing.
She wanted. Should I do it? No.
Do you
because
call her? Do you talk to her?
She doesn't pick up my calls because now that she's councilwoman, she's better than us. But
I
on
don't think so.
November,
She picks up my calls.
No, she does not.
Yes, she
I
does.
promise you, she doesn't.
I'm
You
calling her right
call
now.
her right now. If she picks up your call, you get another $50 raise. I know you're not lying, but I want you to know she was elected November 3rd. It's December the 8th. She was put into office 2 days ago. My only foolish question to you, my dear Sawyer, simple. She had a whole month to work with the councilman to try to get them together. They knew she was coming. Why didn't she stop this mandate? I'll tell you why. Because she's there for her little salary, but I want to see what she does. But forget about her. Carmen Yeager, 26 councilmen, you couldn't get together. You made so many friends to stop the mandate, to put in an emergency legislation, anything. You did so many laws. You're so smart. You could have overrid the mayor with this thing, but no. Instead, when the mayor leaves on December 27, you know why he did this, Ezra?
Yeah, because it can't be enforced when he's going to be out. He wants to run for governor.
And also because the New Year's party's coming, so he has 3 days to torture us and to give us his stupidity. So anyways, he's crazy. Now, can I ask you guys a
The question
question?
is if what Eric Adams is going to do with this.
Well, Eric Adams right now is reconsidering. Maybe he'll go with it. He's going to listen to the health people, but the health people are his people. And you know what? Here's my problem with Eric Adams. Do you know that Eric Adams now not only wants to be mayor, but he wants to control the city council? City council speaker controls all legislation that goes through. So everything he can stop it. He cannot let it happen. He already wants to put this guy, Francisco Moya, into office. He's already calling. He's forcing. So not only does he want to be mayor, he wants to control the city council. So you know already, hey, Mr. Mayor, that's not the way it works. You got your job, run your job, let somebody else, let the people elect and put the people in power. But again, Eric Adams is already trying to influence the city council. Look at this, guys. They're not even elected to office and they're already influencing. That's what Carmen Yeager and Ina should have done, okay? Exactly that. But anyways, I have a question for you. Did you get the coronavirus? What's your name again?
No,
Sorry.
I'm communicating right now with Ina's staff.
Yeah, sure.
So.
With the staff. I'm communicating.
I
with
don't want to
my-
bother
I'm
her. I
communi-
could.
I don't want to bother her. Yeah. Look at her. You think I can't text Ina also and call her a name? Anyways.
What did you just say?
I can call her.
All right, let's go. Keep going.
let's keep
We're going to have problems, Heshy.
Why are we gonna have problems?
We're going to have problems.
You mean my opinion?
We're going to need an attorney.
1 minute. The Bill of Rights don't work for me. The Constitution, I can't say what I want. The Fifth
You could
Amendment.
say whatever you want, but doesn't mean just because you have the press, the freedom of press card, and that you could say whatever you want, doesn't mean that everything that you could say you should say.
So my point is, I haven't said anything wrong so far.
No, not having tact and being crass and
Really?
being
Crass? When have I been
and
crass?
saying not nice things about people
what?
is
I
So
didn't
he
say
can get that at home.
Right.
We're on a different show.
Wow. Anyway, so here's my thing here's my thing. I understand when the coronavirus came out, they gave us the vaccine. Then you have this Dr. Fauci, what's his name?
Anthony
Fauci, whatever,
Fauci.
idiot. So now we had the Delta virus.
Fauci.
Whatever, who
You know,
cares?
fake-
we,
fake
had the, we
false.
had the Delta virus. Now we see they couldn't make a story that everybody who took the vaccine, that the Delta virus didn't attack. Here's a new virus called the Omicron. What's it called?
It's a variant, Omicron.
Somebody, where are they coming up with these names?
But
The
they
Delta.
just don't want it
The
to.
Greek letters.
Was it Delta Airlines?
No, it's
where are they
Greek
coming up with these names?
They're Greek letters.
And so here's my beauty of this:
That's all it is.
that the reports showing that the Omicron virus
Omicron.
is
Go
what
ahead.
is it? It's less infectious than the Delta and the original Corona.
Right.
So my question to you is why are they pushing this? Why doesn't this ever? It's a lie after, and then Fauci says take another shot, another booster shot, and people are getting sick. Do you know in Australia they're actually opening up concentration camps, or what's it called again?
It's crazy what's happening.
But not now. It won't be ready for a year and a half. Hopefully, by a year and a half, the virus will be gone. But according to the way it looks like, they're never going to let this end. And Pfizer has made $20 billion.
That's all?
That's it so far. I mean,
it?
that's all they're reporting. I don't want to talk about Moderna. I don't want to
That's
talk
what's
about.
on the paper.
Yeah,
You
so-
don't know what's in
Right.
their pockets.
The monies are coming in the big time, anyways. This is why
Can I
it's.
just say one thing about
Yeah.
this? Because you've been mentioning, it's the timing couldn't be funnier because you can't get lamer than less than 4 weeks left in office, and now he's making a mandate for an emergency 3 weeks from now.
And he's running
4
for
days-
governor.
5 days before he leaves office, and about 6 days before he announces he's not a viable candidate for governor when he realizes nobody's going to show up to his things. But he's doing this just to get.
I wanna go there, just-
what's he trying to accomplish other than get
I wanna
the
know.
biggest, the most woke
Right?
to support him for a run that he has no chance of winning?
I want to know who's crazy enough to even think that he could get a vote. Not vote for him. Who would think that he would get a vote?
My point is he's going to collect millions and millions of dollars, and if he loses the election, he gets to keep all that, which he has a lot of money in his fund anyways. But my thing about it is,
I don't think he should be able
you
to
know,
run.
when
Isn't he a criminal?
When
Hasn't been convicted of anything yet.
Maybe if we could prosecute him before he leaves office quickly.
When the virus came out, we shut down the city 1, 2, 3.
Right.
Now he's not even shutting it down with this new dangerous virus. He's letting us go for 3 weeks, and when we're good and ready, that's when we have to shut down. I'm telling you, the man is an incompetent. His health guy is incompetent. And you know what? They're going to come after us. They're not going to let us stop. And I hope Ina Vernikova and the new mayor stop this, but because I'm just going
Well, look
to...
at Cuomo. He was coming after us, and look where he is
I know.
now.
And look at his brother. Did you see about
His
the
whole
brother?
family's unemployed now.
Not only
Well,
unemployed,
his
you saw
sister's still employed.
what?
His sister's
Oh,
still
whatever.
What did
This-
she do?
No, her husband owns is a fashion designer.
Oh,
Okay.
She has
so
employment.
he said the husband is gay. By the way,
Hey.
I just want
Most
you to
likely.
know.
We love all people.
we don't.
we do.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
We don't.
Yes, we do.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
It's a creation of God. All people are a creation of God.
Cuomo is not a creation of God. Cuomo,
He's an abomination of God, but
Cuomo's an
he's
abomination.
somehow created.
That was very good, by the way, abomination.
Yeah.
And so is it. But I want you to know.
Creation, abomination.
I want you to know hate crimes under De Blasio has gone up by 100% from last year. 500 hate crimes. And now here's the hate crimes. There used to be black people, Latin people, and everybody was in these hate crimes. Today, hate crimes here, they only targeted Jews, Asians, and gays. Somebody's got to explain to me that it was Cuomo who brought up the Jewish hate crimes, who brought up that the Asians wear the masks and they brought the affection in. And gays are always being attacked for no reason, and I don't know why.
Well, he what's the word? He painted a target on our backs.
He definitely put a bullseye on Jews' backs. But anti-Semitism
He
was
helped
up-
make it. Their anti-Semitism
was
has
up
been
before-
around,
No, but anti-Semitism was
but
up
it came
before Corona.
it came to a head right before Corona. It was actually coming to a head where you had people in the street in the Jewish communities or in any community where Jews were walking.
It was with
where
the
they were targeted.
No, it was with the BLM and with Cuomo.
No. Before 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
They had a
when Hanukkah-
knockout, the knockout game.
No, it was after the knockout. 2 years ago, after the Hanukkah massacre in Muncie.
That was way before the corona.
That was right before Corona. It was 2 years ago.
I think it's closer already
Corona
to 3
started
years.
at the end of January of the next year. No, but that's when everybody was highlighting anti-Semitism, and then all of a sudden Corona hit. We got blamed because of the governor painted, Jews are spreading, and the mayor did a good job of saying, doing the same thing.
Jews are super spreaders. That's what they were saying.
So that's where that's the target.
And I want you to know now in the Jewish community, almost nil. Numbers are low. But you know what I think, and I've been looking at it, every time they come up with this new, like Delta, the virus, stock market drops 1,000, 2,000 points. Now, you guys understand, this is money in the trillions, in the hundreds of billions of dollars. So these people at the top who play this game quickly buy and sell, and they know the game. Now with the Omicron, which is less infectious, they found 15 or 17 across the country. Market drops, market goes back up. It's a game to hurt the people, and people don't give in. You heard what I said at the beginning of the show. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. And I tell you that everything matters, and to keep fighting anything. By the way, my friend Faggy had an engagement party last night I went to. And at the engagement party, she was all nervous. I said, don't be nervous. I'm over here. Don't worry. We were dancing. We were hugging. Nobody got sick. Nobody got sick before. Beautiful people, young and old. I don't understand. 1 or 2 people wear a mask. Wear a mask. Who cares? Look ugly. Sometimes Linda wears a mask. And I get very angry at her. I said, Linda, why are you wearing a mask? She says, because you're smoking. I said, okay, whatever. So she had a good answer for that. Anyways, by the way, did you know that I lit the Hanukkah menorah? Did I tell you already or no?
Yes, you did.
I did. How did I forget that? In Marine Park, I lit the menorah. I made the blessing, and I ate a lot of latkes. Right? I told you that. I don't remember telling you that.
No egg rolls.
No egg rolls, but they had soup and tea. Oh, I did tell you about that, right? That's what. Anyways, it was very nice. And every night of Hanukkah, I met the chief in Grand Army Plaza. I took videos and I took pictures with the chief, and they gave out gifts to toys to the little kids. I made videos every night. People showed up outside, and the weather was great, Ezra. No,
it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was very nice. This was very, very nice. I love Hanukkah, and I had a very nice time. And I want to thank all those people that came out and supported us and joined with us and sang with us. I loved it every minute. Do you know that, by the way, even though with the warm weather, winter heating costs and gas costs are soaring? Can you explain that to me, Ezra?
Yeah, because there's the supply chain. Because basically,
Sawyer, by the way, I know that you're bored and playing with your phone. Any questions on the TikTok there?
Shout out to Silber watching from Cleveland, huge fan.
That's it. You see, now she looks. Go back to your phone.
Okay, so anyway, go back to this.
Not much going on.
Gas and heating prices. Well, there's no more oil in America because our pipelines have been closed, and we let our president has let the Russians run the oil companies in Europe, and we're begging OPEC to produce more oil for us, so our prices go up.
And you know how much oil we have hidden away?
Oh, if we retap the Alaska to full capacity, we could get 200 million gallons a day just from Alaska.
Wow, and we would have no issue. But again,
we had no issue for 4 years when Trump was the president.
This is a way to pour money into other countries without anybody bitching about it, and this is very, very wrong. And we, the people, the citizens, have to pay. Like Bumi said a couple of months ago, I was paying $25-$30 tank. Today, I filled up for $58. Same exact.
$60. I'm filling up for $60.
It's just crazy. That's $30 more
57, between 57 and 60.
How many times a week do you fill up, Ezra?
At least twice.
I fill up at least once.
I fill up at least 2, sometimes 3 times because I do a lot of driving and sitting in my car.
Last week I had to go out of town, so I filled up at least 4 times.
You see,
I had to fill up twice in one day when I went to Maryland.
And I'm filling up my son's car. So you're looking at each week I'm spending an additional $100 extra. That's $5,000 that this Mr. Idiot, what's his name again? Biden, right? Because I try to forget they will lose it.
Oh, he forgets also.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
I can't wait till he leaves office or thrown out so I could just scream, Biden.
Yeah, but then we get...
Bye, Biden.
I'm praying that he survives these 4 years because the alternative's not better.
Right. I want you to know, they say Kamala is not going to be chosen again. Is that
she doesn't have, nobody wants her.
It really doesn't make a difference. Right now, they're saying Buttigieg is going to be the standard bearer of the Democratic Party, which, for some unknown reason, an incompetent former mayor of a small town in South Bend, where he ran to the ground, is now the standard bearer for the
right, people. And he speaks so stupid. Did you ever listen to some of his news conference?
Yes, I have. Yes,
Just dumb. And you know, I went to a wedding of my niece, like I told you, and I was called up for praise. So I want to tell you what happened. They all were standing outside. You know, before they come in, they open the doors. So they all line up outside, the bride, the groom, and all the people coming in. So I saw everybody outside. I went over to the bride, and I gave her a blessing. And I was coming in. Instead of coming in through the side door, I figured, hey, you know, I might as well come in through the center doors. I opened the doors, and I walked in, and I was holding a bunch of flowers. And everybody got up like they thought I was one of the people part of the marching parade, and they're all looking at me. I didn't know what to do, so I took the flowers and I started ripping them and making believe I was a flower girl. Everybody laughed, they clapped, and then I bowed at the end, but I wasn't part of the...
Did you just toss them, or did you
I
use them
did,
delicately? Like a real
delicately,
flower girl?
Like a real flower girl. That's why I got clapped and I had to
I don't know
bow.
if I would, you know...
I don't know what I do.
I don't know if I would admit to that, but okay.
But I just want to show you something about these mandates. Mr. De Blasio can be overridden. I heard this, Ezra, again, back to you. There were a couple of court cases that override federal employees don't have to get the mandate or the mask or the shot. So if we're able to beat Biden on the federal level now, why can't we beat him over here?
Okay, first of all, with the federal cases, because Biden did an end around by using OSHA, which is basically supposed to make sure that you have a safe workplace, and making a mandate through OSHA through executive order, and that violates the administrative law clauses of the law itself. That you have to have hearings, you have to do research. So basically, you can't do it by executive order, and that's why it was stopped. I don't know what, honestly, as I said, I don't believe any mayor, any governor has unilateral power to do anything. Although everybody, you know, the legislature has thrown up their hands and say we don't want to govern, we just want to collect our paychecks.
Right.
That being said, I don't know. Again, for the mayor to say that because you work in New York City, we have the right to mandate for you without the state acting, without the governor acting, at least with an executive order or the state legislature, I doubt that has any validity. Especially this is private sector.
No. Mayor De Blasio.
The mayor's December 27th mandate means every private sector worker private sector.
Small businesses less than even 100.
Every private sector person has to get mandated if they want to work in New York City.
And you know I don't give a crap, and I dare them to come into my office to check it, so I don't really care. I'm not going to mandate nothing. I'm not going to check nothing. I'm not going to force anybody to do it, and people are going to start, you know...
People are going to leave the city. That's the bottom line.
Well, it's crazy.
People are have left the city, and people are just going to continue leaving the city. And honestly, if Eric Adams wants to save the city, or he thinks he could try to save the city, you should do everything opposite of what De Blasio has done for the last 8 years.
Yeah. And I want you to know, but I don't believe he will.
I don't believe he will either, which
and
is why I didn't vote for him.
I believe drugs are going to run rampant.
Well, now we have shoot up dens. You could go in, you could shoot in.
Right. Legalize. I mean, they give you needles,
like
right?
a spa. You come over there. They give you a chair.
I think on the day one, 5
do
people
they have
overdose.
an IV pole for you or something?
Well, here's the problem: 5 people overdose on the first day. If you don't think that somebody, at least one of those 5 people, going to have some family member suing the city right now.
This world is backwards.
And they're going to sue the city.
It's so backwards.
The city's liable.
Right.
The city is liable.
And I want you to know, I told you I'm still helping a boy that has gangrene in his hand. And I don't know what to do. I mean,
with the little boy with the...
Not the little boy. He's a young man, and he has gangrene. He doesn't want to stop. We got him in the hospital. We made him a little better. We did some work on him. And now once he's better, they let him go. And now he's doing heroin again. And I don't know what to do. I don't want to get him arrested, but I figured, like I was asking Ezra.
I mean, well, I got the, we discussed this off the show a few times about this case. At this point, the only thing they really could do is the family could go to Supreme Court and try to get a.
We're trying to get guardianship. We're trying, but you think that's it takes time to get that.
Of course, it takes.
So by the time we get that court order, he's dead. I'm just telling you now.
I understand.
Anyways.
I understand that.
On some lighter news, by the way, Yeshiva University, a Jewish yeshiva school, has the longest basketball winning streak. You know that? Like, sorry, it doesn't care.
Who are they? The Maccabees?
Yeah, the Maccabees. They are.
Do you know what basketball is, Soya?
Very fun.
I think what the division.
I'm asking what you take the ball and you throw it.
I think you got dunked a few too many times, Heshy.
Linda
I
keeps.
think when you went to the rim, you clapped your head
All I
or
know is
something over there.
Linda loves to watch football, and every time somebody gets a goal, she actually
Touchdown.
whatever.
Touchdown, yeah.
She mixes me up. Every time they get a touchdown, she screams home run.
My
So,
favorite
it's,
sports as a kid was hockey. Always hockey.
You like a stick over a guy's head. It's okay.
No, it's a fun game. I used to play it on the weekend with my brother. We used to roll up socks and we.
Oh, okay. I used to play real hockey.
No, but I used to also go to games.
Okay,
I really loved hockey.
I played real hockey, and I was the goalie, and I was just great. Anyway, no
puck could get past you.
That's right. That's right. Okay, you can make fun of whatever you want. Do you know? I want to tell you.
Why
something.
do you think we come here every week, Heshy?
To make fun of me. So here's the thing. The vaccine mandate to all you people are for all private sector workers, which Ezra made sure to discuss. Vaccine proof for indoor dining, fitness, and entertainment centers are required for children ages 5 to 11 now. I mean,
kids who don't have ID to begin with now have to have vaccine ID.
But the illegals coming in, they don't have to get anything.
And you don't need an ID to vote.
And they're coming in, most of them, and they're sick.
Right.
Most of them are coming in sick, but they don't have to get the vaccine.
Right.
They don't have to do anything.
And usually you only needed one shot. Now they're requiring up to 2. It's just crazy what they want from us.
No. They want 2 plus the booster. And
Right. Can we talk about my favorite guy, Cuomo? So we know that supposedly he's going to get indicted and whatever.
Nothing's going to happen.
I'm going to be there.
I don't know.
I'm going to be screaming.
Nothing's going to happen.
Okay.
I mean, it's basically a sheriff wrote up a criminal court complaint that I've seen it been used once.
I don't know. He's on a really bad streak right now. They just lost a lot of money. I don't know if he can afford a good attorney.
I know. You know that? Cuomo severance, Harper Collins pulls
He lost a
former...
book. He lost a film.
That's his brother.
That's it. I understand, but you know.
Chris also has
They're coming after that family.
Right. I'm
Thankfully,
so
it's
happy.
about time. Can we get the Tappan Zee Bridge back?
I wish. I think that would be great.
I just want the Tappan Zee Bridge back. That's
You
all.
missed that name, the Tappan Zee?
I miss it.
But I just want you to know, city okayed facilities, like you said, for shoot up with drugs. And what's his Gifted and Talented Programs Act?
Yeah, so basically, there are the public school system has some better schools than others. Stuyvesant and City, which is basically, you have to take a test to get into those schools. And the students who get there tend to be accelerated learners, and they do very well, and they go on to colleges, get scholarships. So they're very competitive to get in. But of course, our woke mayor thinks it's racist in nature that some kids can't get into it because if you're black, you can't pass a test under his. If you think like the mayor does, so he tried to get rid of the gifted program. I believe Eric Adams said during his debates he wants to keep the gifted schools. I know Chris Lewa blasted the De Blasio about it during debates. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, Adams said
all I know is we have so many, according the way public schools work against the private schools. I mean, we need these gifted schools. We need these children to get better. I just want you to know, in public schools today, found in New York schools this year, last year of 2019, 2020, okay, when most of the schools, there was 1 gun found. They found 10.
There were no schools last year.
Right. 10 stun guns, 21 stun guns last year, 172 this year. Pepper spray, 462. I mean, you're looking, I can go through the numbers of rapes in the schools. It's just, the public schools are out of control. I'm so happy that stupid school chancellor left, that lady, because she didn't belong there to begin with. And I'm hoping Eric Adams finds somebody normal.
Yeah, but
The schools are insane because they're busy identifying which gender they are instead of identifying mathematics and identifying how to read.
And history and
true.
stuff like
They're
that.
not teaching. But the problem is,
I don't identify as a
want?
reader or a writer or arithmetic.
So what do they want to do? They want to change history. What's it called again?
they want to rewrite history. They want to.
There's a word for it. You guys keep calling it taking away the old. What was it again? Whatever.
Erase their adult. They want to. They want to. I mean, they want to brainwash us. But the thing is, I think the guns in schools. It's there's been some mass shootings in other states also. It's just part of the epidemic of crime in the city. I mean, everybody's carrying a gun these days, except law-abiding citizens. The only ones who don't carry guns in New York City are law-abiding citizens. Let's be honest about it. So it's just part of the epidemic in the city because crime has run rampant because there aren't. I'm saying this as a defense attorney. There are no consequences to real crimes anymore.
There needs to be consequences.
Well, look at Mrs. De Blasio. What consequences does she have? You're losing $1.5 billion or $850 million.
They claim 850 million, but I believe it's a lot more because I've read in articles and in papers that it's at least one and a quarter.
We got a phone call. But just for your knowledge, do you know that she has a $2 million staff, Mrs. De Blasio, and $70,000 went for a guy watching her bake cookies?
I want to know where the $1.25 billion
Who's on the phone? Who's on the phone?
Hello?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, you mentioned about people not saying something, and you also mentioned about the Maccabees. So I opened my Bible to the first book of Maccabees, chapter 1, the top of the chapter, Alexander of Macedon. He undertook many campaigns, gained possession of many fortresses, and put local kings to death. So he advanced to the ends of the earth, plundering nation after nation. The earth grew silent before him.
Is that true?
Nobody had anything to say.
Hold on. Is that true, Ezra?
I don't know the New Testament.
Do you have a question for Heshy, Ezra, or me?
Well, I mean, it seems like it's a matter of the elites, the ones who stand to make the billions. They seem to have a sort of awareness of what's going on, but sometimes you just don't know what's going on. You have no awareness. For instance, that kid out in Michigan that shot up the school, he was in the office with the school principal, the administrators. He had the gun in his bag. He was showing signs of craziness.
Yeah, they totally missed that.
Well,
And they missed it. That's
They
exactly
really
the word.
missed it. And you know what? The parents are pretty kooky.
Well, the parents got
because
arrested also.
The parents are pretty kooky because they they bought him the weapon.
They bought him the weapon.
I mean, you know that your child is not 100% and has issues, and
This is the first time I've heard the parents actually got arrested because their son.
Well, how old was the kid, by the way?
He's a high school kid.
High
So
school.
why would the parents let him have buy him the gun to go shooting range, but when you finished, put the gun away. He shouldn't be having the gun under his pillow.
Should be having.
I know.
You shouldn't be having a gun, period. If you want to take your kid to a shooting range for practice or to teach them to shoot a weapon or for safety purposes or for... I don't think a teenage boy should be walking around with a weapon, that he should have access to a weapon. He's not protecting his property or his home. His parents should be protecting the property.
Honestly, I think everybody should be.
This is what Christopher Messi says.
You think Heshy should be carrying a gun?
I think everybody should be carrying a gun, to be honest. I think if everybody carried a gun and it was displayed...
I asked you a specific question.
I'm not answering it. No, I do think Heshy should be allowed to carry a gun.
You know what? I'm scared of guns because, like you said, it can always go off. It could be a mistake. And what's it with Alec Baldwin, okay? He claims he made a mistake, not made a mistake to point
somebody stupid loaded the gun. Excuse me, I know we're not supposed to... But some incompetent person loaded that gun.
But you know this will, if millions of people are walking around with guns, somebody will load the gun and play with it or make a joke or drop it or leave it by mistake when it goes to... Everybody's absolutely... If people forget their $1,400 phones, I mean, they actually lose them.
Yeah, right.
So you're telling me somebody can't make a mistake with a gun and some little kid picks it up?
A $1,400 phone, if you lose it, well, guess what? Dumb luck.
No,
Dumb luck.
I will kill
But if you
Linda.
have because it's not a weapon. When you are carrying a weapon, something that can take somebody else's life or maim them permanently, you need to have responsibility.
Oh, really? What about
you need to have training, and you need to be mentally sound.
She talks out of her head.
I don't disagree with you. When I say people should be...
That's where my brain cells are located.
When I tell you everybody should be carrying a gun, every person who's responsible should be able to carry a gun, because today it's only the law-abiding people.
So how do they know who's responsible and who's not?
Well, we do have licensing systems.
Right. Right.
What do they ask you on these
Well, in New York
licensing?
City, you can't get a license. That's the problem in New York City. But in other
It's
parts
tougher, but you can go to other states and more easily.
You
Yes,
can't
but
bring
I'm
it
saying
back
you
here.
can't bring it back here. You
bring it
can't
back
carry.
here.
You're not
Nope.
supposed to bring
No,
it back,
you could
but
get.
you could.
No, you can't. You will get
Can't.
it if you're found.
They're not checking your trunk when you're crossing from one state to another.
You know what? And if they do, and if they stop you,
if you stop, you're gonna.
And if they stop you
You get
and
7
it's
years.
it's hidden in your vehicle,
yeah, you get arrested and you find. I've represented people under the same circumstances.
you've represented people. Case in point, proven. You've represented
represent
people
people and
that
you
have
can have
crossed
license-
state lines.
and you could have
Not
license-
everyone's caught.
you know,
Okay, but
you
that's
know,
true. But not everybody's caught for anything.
well, here's something interesting for you. If you want to take an Uber now, they won't order your Uber unless you take a photo of yourself wearing a mask so they can verify.
And
Photos are reviewed instantly. Photos are never shared with other drivers or other riders. Your photo is deleted immediately. Do you believe that for a second?
Hold on. I know somebody personally, okay?
Yeah.
Today, I spoke to somebody today, somebody that I know, and they said they were sitting in an Uber. They have to use somebody else's Uber now because it took not just that you had to take a photo, but while they were sitting in there, the mask slipped down and the driver reported them.
Look, I will.
And
tell you-
now they can't use their account, and they were telling me that this happened, that they found out this happened to other people.
How hard is
So-
it to open up a new account with Uber?
you need a valid email.
Big deal.
You need a valid email.
You
Email.
valid email and a different
Maybe
credit card.
a
and you-
different phone number.
Big deal. You get another
So
cell
you're gonna
phone
go get
number.
a new. Get a new I don't know. I'm using the same cell phone number for
Yeah,
10 plus
yeah,
years.
Heshy, I mean, go
I'm
ahead.
not you, Heshy. I don't have
Who's
5
gonna
phones.
After I got 917-755-1187, I'm
No,
gonna
but when you order Uber,
That's it. Yeah,
sweetie,
he identifies as 917.
Excuse me, but when you get an Uber account,
identify as a straight white
But-
Jewish male.
but when you get an Uber account, you just push the Uber app. They don't ask you for all that information, okay? So stop it, guys. You make a fake Google number and you're good to go. Anyways, like Chris Cuomo and De Blasio, they're good to go. Have a good life, good riddance, you idiots. Now, I have a question for you. In a couple of weeks, there's a guy by the name of Representative Devin Nunes.
Devin Nunes, yes.
He's leaving Congress to lead the new Trump media company.
He's really leaving?
Do you? Yeah, that's what it says. Do you understand this? What does that mean? Will Trump open up like a CNN or NBC, or is it just like a website that I'm going to open up?
No, he's probably. There was talk of Trump opening up his own
Network.
his own television company, to compete. But but he's been Trump. I haven't heard about this for a while, but if Devin Nunes is actually leaving Congress, Devin Nunes is the ranking member on the Senate,
The
on
California
on the House
lawmaker,
Intelligence
political,
Committee.
right? Fortunes were in doubt after draft congressional maps, whatever, moved them into a less.
Yeah. So what
friendly-
happens is this: every 10 years we have a census. California is the largest state in the country, but it lost seats. So the Congress this is the state
Like in New
legislature.
York, like United
like
States,
New York lost.
Yeah.
But California, I think, lost too. So California has to redraw the congressional maps. California is a blue state. Devin Nunes is one of the most famous and influential Republican congressman, and he lives. I think his district neighbors a blue district, so they're going to redraw the districts to try to push him out. So rather than run
Not now, push him out in the next election.
right, so rather than face a tough re-election campaign, he's going to go and join Trump and probably get a cabinet position or a position in Trump's administration. He might be the head of if Trump gets reelected, he'll be head probably that somebody maybe national security.
And
or
he'll make a lot of money.
He's already making a lot of money.
Anyways, I want to ask you a question. I have something to talk about Russia, but I'm going to get to that in a minute. There's a case going on now, and we speak about this, different cases like the Rittenhouse case and some other case that came up. There's a case now going, the Jesse Smollett. Explain it to us. You said that he's going to be found guilty, Mr.
So Jesse Smollett is an actor. I've never heard his show. Then again, I don't follow television. But he's an actor. Apparently, he's a black gay man.
A what?
He's
A black gay man?
A black gay man.
I didn't know he was gay.
Yeah, well, he makes that known, and he staged a lynching of himself right after Trump got elected, or he wore
Right,
MAGA hat.
a fake.
He basically said two white men in MAGA hats came and jumped him when he was going out at, I think, 1 or
So
3
he made
o'clock
a
in the
false
morning.
claim.
He made a false claim to start
How
to get
was he caught? How stupid is he? I mean,
well, he also said there was a noose, and he brought the noose. Everything, he got caught in his lies, and it turns out he actually paid 2 black Nigerian brothers to jump him.
how did they find the Nigerian brothers?
The police actually did some work in Chicago. That's probably the only case that the police solved in Chicago. So now when
That's why, because people are staging crimes, those crimes are being investigated with heavy hands in the rest of the world.
Look, they realized the guy was full of it as soon as he started speaking.
So now Jesse, let's just say Jesse gets. I heard they dropped the charges.
So what happened is
originally.
the state attorney in Illinois, who was in the county in Illinois, dropped the charges because I believe Michelle Obama intervened. She was a fan of Jesse Smollett. The feds took over the case. So now
this is a federal
it's
trial
a federal
now.
trial where even if he loses trial, there is a potential for him to get a probation sentence.
But why are they spending so many millions of dollars
That's the question. That's the
on
question.
a stupid idiot that made a fake thing? We already embarrassed him. He lost his
Well,
job.
lose a job. He did lose a
I mean, former Miss Obama.
Yeah.
Mrs. Obama.
Mr., Miss, whatever. She, I don't know what they identify as, but she intervened.
Right.
So,
No, but it's also this is basically the last remnant. He did cause a big problem. His whole goal was to
create big divide.
What he did is a hate crime. I mean, he's
a hate crime.
He's trying to foster hate in the country by saying white people came and attacked him. The whole thing made no sense. Why they're prosecuting him? Hopefully, look. If
What do you mean? What do you mean? He was gonna cause a stampede. People were gonna get into the street and start fighting with each other.
Look, in the federal court, if you usually go to trial, you lose, you get time. So maybe we have a judge who's going to give him some time. I don't know. Basically, his whole trial, he admitted to on the witness stand that he staged the whole thing, except he believes he didn't. He's going for jury nullification. That's his only defense.
What's jury nullification?
Jury nullification is, I'm guilty, but don't pay attention to the fact I'm guilty. Out of your moral indignation, come and find me not guilty. He said basically black people are victimized in America, and he was
and they deserve a free pass.
And therefore, I deserve a free pass. That's exactly what he said. We can't trust the police. Even we can't. I wouldn't. He said he would not call the police if he was a victim of a real crime. That's what he said.
What a fool.
So what can I tell you?
Anyways, we're going to get to our final subject. The Russians are sitting on the border of Ukraine with 100,000 combat troops. They have tanks, artillery, yes. And first of all, 2 questions to both of you because we only have a minute to go. 1, do you think Russia will invade?
Yes.
2, according to Biden, if you invade, I'm going to give you sanctions.
Okay,
Come on, it didn't work last time.
Not ice cream.
Not ice cream. Look, Putin is not afraid of Biden. Let's
Right.
leave it at that. My 2-year-old daughter is not afraid of.
But I
not-
heard
He
that-
looks at him as a geriatric
But
patient.
Nobody's afraid
I
of
heard
Biden.
that Putin says he'll back off. Just don't put Ukraine into NATO.
Well, that's the whole thing. He's trying to limit who enters NATO, but NATO really has no power anymore because nobody's afraid of America. NATO's as strong as the strongest member, which is the United States. And as long as Biden's the president of the United States, nobody's afraid of U.S. and nobody's afraid of NATO. And our allies in NATO are not going to join us anymore because we turn our backs to them.
Do you think Biden will be reelected? I mean, remember, the Democrats do
He
control.
will not be reelected.
You know
he
what?
never got elected.
He did get whatever it is.
Stop it.
Will he
Yeah.
run
No matter
again?
what,
You want to ask if he's
Between 3 and 4 a.m., he got
will
elected.
reelected? I don't know because
By false ballots.
I still don't know how he got elected the first time around.
Right.
If you're a betting man, I would say there's no chance he's going to get reelected. But
Everybody said Trump wasn't going to get elected the first time, and then the second time, everybody guaranteed Trump to win.
No, nobody guaranteed Trump to win.
Yeah, everybody knew
They
Trump.
did that before. They did that before Corona became a big issue.
Well, everybody, thank you for watching our show, everybody. Welcome back. We'll be back next Wednesday at 9 o'clock with more subjects to talk about. We'll make fun of Ina. Can I make fun of Ina?
No, you can never make fun of
Ina. Make fun of Ina.
She is a really
And again,
hardworking
to clear up the
councilwoman.
matter, I'm only
Somebody
gonna-
wants to know about your soup kitchen. It's
Oh,
like
so the
it's all-
soup kitchen is still open. We're moving to a new location. We're laughing at the health department. Yes, they tried to shut us down. There was no court order, so they can put any stickers they want. We're still feeding about 100 to to 120 people a day. And also, we are still open for weekends, which they didn't touch that new location of where we're creating 140 boxes and we're feeding families. We're open. Nobody's stopping me. We're rocking and rolling. And thanks for the question, everybody. And yes, election season's coming soon. And I'm considering on even though everybody telling me just to chill out, Heshy, and do my thing, I'm never going to give up. But I love you all. I love New York. I love the United States. Thank you, everybody.